countless topics that we have to read, understand, revise, and practice. Then there is a question on the correct strategy. Now you will be asked subjective questions. Now you will be asked questions from optional subjects. In addition, you will also be tested on your essay writing skills. This is what PW OnlyIAS is about to do. We are going to launch our mission mains. Good evening, aspirants. The Civil Services examination is a particularly challenging examination in terms of the number of candidates who are going to appear, in terms of the vastness of syllabus, the countless topics that we have to read, understand, revise, and practice. Then there is a question on the correct strategy. Fortunately for us, the first phase of this examination is over, which brings us to the next and the most important part of this examination, which is the main examination. Now, the main examination is absolutely important. Why? Because in terms of your total marks, the heaviest weightage is given to the mains examination itself. This can make or break your chances. In addition, the mains examination is also going to be presenting you with newer challenges. Now you will be asked subjective questions. Now you will be asked questions from optional subjects. In addition, you will also be tested on your essay writing skills. Now, the mains examination presents a series of different challenges, and much like us, many well-meaning toppers and other industry participants have created lots and lots of content around what is the correct strategy to go about in the mains examination. Now, that adds to more problems for us. Why? Because in a sea of information, finding which video to believe, which content to believe, and which not to believe becomes a problem in itself. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, what if there were a series of video lectures through which you would absolutely and certainly know what is the correct strategy of going about the mains examination? This is what PW OnlyIAS is about to do. We are going to launch our mission mains. And our mission mains is going to be a 6-day program which will help you devise a comprehensive strategy around UPSC Mains. Now, UPSC Mains presents many questions which most aspirants, especially the first-timers, frequently ask. These questions are normally centered around the correct way to manage our time in the exam hall. Which questions to attempt first, which questions to attempt later. Before everything, how do we even structure our thought? How do we approach a question? How do we structure our content? How do we prepare for this examination broadly? What do we do about the optional subjects? Now, all of these frequently asked questions, we have decided to solve for you through a series of 6 video lectures, which will be published one day after the other in a series of 6 days itself. Now, these videos will cover everything that you need to know about the mains examination. Day 1 will be about developing the correct mindset for your mains examination. How do we think about the mains examination and its preparation? How do we manage our time better? How do we ensure that we emerge successful in the mains examination itself? Day 2 will be about completing all answers in 3 hours. This is essentially about time management in the exam hall. When you are given a set of 20 questions and you're given a total of 3 hours, to complete all of those questions in a set of 3 hours, this becomes quite a task. How do we approach that particular problem? Day 3 will be about clearing your confusions with respect to directive words in questions. Many times you find that UPSC asks you questions and the tail words, as they are commonly called, which I like to call directive words, could be about explain something, analyze something, critically discuss something, critically analyze something. Now, what do these directive words mean? Does that have an impact on the kind of answer that you're supposed to write? We will clear all confusions about that aspect too. Then day 4 will be about learning to structure your thought and hence your answers. How do we approach every question? How do we read and identify the parts of the question clearly? How do we then structure our thought and how do we write an answer which adequately addresses the requirements of the question? And more importantly, how do we make that answer a little more coherent? What will go into the introduction, what will go into the body of the answer, and how do we conclude our answers? Those aspects will be discussed in day 4. Day 5 will be about your optionals. In this examination, optional is an absolutely essential part. In fact, if you look at the candidates who end up securing ranks 1 to 100, very rarely do you find them scoring very less in their optionals. Optionals becomes a sore point for many aspirants, especially the first timers. We will try to clear all your confusion regarding your optionals. And towards the end of the series, we will talk about making condensed notes. This aspect is particularly about revision. Now, this series of 6 video lectures will be presented by me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ranchan Kaul and I take economy at PW OnlyIAS. I will be taking a series of 6 video lectures and I'll be looking for your participation. Thank you very much.